Good evening, good morning, where you're watching this video. Welcome back to my channel. It is so wonderful to have you here. Also, shout out to all my brand new subscribers that came in from yesterday's video. I so appreciate it. Also, shout out to all my members. These people, all of you, make my channel grow and make my voice to be heard and make my vision to be spread far and wide. And as I keep saying it, the people who come to my channel are always high quality people who know exactly what's going on and know exactly how they can improve their lives, right? And also share this knowledge, high quality, to other people. And this way, as I keep saying it, we will be able to change the world. People on my channel are these people who actually have the capacity to change the world, not these fake spirituality people who say we shed the light to the world. Only on people on my channel, I really saw that today, that some fake spirituality channels are starting to say the same thing that I keep saying for years, that people on my channel are spreading the light, are leading the light, whatever that means. But that's not how it works actually. And we talked about this yesterday in our live stream, and you liked it, guys. I so appreciate it and so loved it, that it was helpful to you. Thank you so much. If you haven't watched already, go back and watch it. Also, I want to, in this video, let me tell you first that I will be sharing with you what happened this morning, how it was a final shot for me to finally, once and for all, learn my lesson of an area which we talked about yesterday in great detail. And I will share my experience with you. I cannot believe how that came out of nowhere, and it was 100% like boom in my face, exactly on this time where I supposed to learn the lesson. Because we talked about, right, the 29 degrees, which is a very powerful degree of Pluto in Capricorn, but Pluto stationed direct and now entered into actually today, as I mentioned, right, Pluto stationed direct in Capricorn and now moving into Aquarius. And I mentioned to you yesterday that it was like this 29 degrees are very powerful, so that we learned a lesson. And this morning was like bomb on my face, that this is the lesson I supposed to learn. And let me tell you this, it was so bold, so out of nowhere. The moment I opened my eyes, hi, thanks for the like, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for being here. This morning, the moment I opened my eyes, and I was so sleepy because yesterday I had to sleep late again because I had some work to finish. And this morning I was like, oh God, I'm so tired. So I barely was able to open my eyes. And then that thing happened, right? And this lesson, because immediately I knew that this was a lesson. I immediately knew this was a lesson. So, and by the way, guys, it was just so interesting because just want to mention this, for the last this week, I noticed that YouTube literally, I'm following the views and the likes, and for some reason, YouTube actually like every day reduces the views number. That's odd. Like, okay, you can tell me, okay, because right now there was somebody liking the video, and I said, hi, I like the thanks for the like, and then it was like dropped back again. So I am not sure what's going on, guys, but YouTube has some odd stuff going on again, removing or down by people's views on the channels. And I will be reporting that to YouTube, because like, what the hell, right? Like, we do all of these efforts here, and you guys have your time on my channel, and or everyone. I believe that this is a YouTube thing again. They're playing around again, and this has to be reported. So it's ridiculous, right? In any case, so I appreciate the likes very, very much. So what I said was, yesterday was the 29 degrees, and this morning, literally the moment I opened my eyes, was like in my face, and I wasn't able to first I was really panicking, actually, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what this? And then again, guys, as I mentioned yesterday, the important part here is, even if you don't know nothing about nothing, it's just how you feel it inside. And that's what I teach, right? I don't teach you anything that you must know, right? Because you don't have to know about all the degrees or anything what I just talk about, right? Astrology or whatever the hell. It doesn't even matter. What matter is, and that's the point I want to make here in this video, as I mentioned yesterday, the point is that you feel the whole time in your life, right? What is going wrong? What areas do you need help with? What areas do you need improvement? What areas do you feel stuck? What areas in your life do you feel like you can move forward, cannot move forward, can move forward? Or what areas in your life do you feel like, oh my god, there's a shift right now, like, oh my god, I thought this was going well, out of a sudden this goes horrible again, and what the hell, are we going square one? I want you to pay attention to that, not like whatever day, whatever degree. As I proved to you yesterday, every astrology channel today kept talking about, also before, like, today on the 11th, Pluto goes back into, station direct and goes back into Aquarius. As I proved you yesterday and many years before on all my videos, I experienced the energies 100% before. For some planets, like if it's a short-term planet, like if it's a Mars or if it's Moon or Venus, I experienced like sharp 1 week before, sharp. But if it's like an outer planet, like Uranus, like Jupiter, like Pluto, which their circle are much larger around the circles that they make, I experience them actually a month or two before. So what I'm saying to you is, that's, again, this is like the cookie cutter BS. Like, you have to follow these days and these days. Look at it, mark that calendar. Like, what? You don't have to mark anything. You just, and that's what I teach, look into your soul and look into your life. Look into and see what areas of your lives have been changed or changing or are actually in the development. And that is the point, that you need to have everything what you do in your life, in every areas, right? And that way you can know that, okay, this life is going the wrong direction. I feel it stocks, it doesn't move, it stopped. I have to do something about it. Wow, this area is just so going well, and I do well, everything seems fine, and then it is fine, meaning it just is developing then there. But if this is something that in your life, that something is really painful to go through that, right? And for the last, like, the whole humanity has been going through hell, pretty much, like with the last 15 years with Pluto in Capricorn. It was a hell for everybody, the humanity, but it was a awesome deal for the power players, the governments, the suppressive people, and the large corporations. Is like it was like golden time for them. They become bigger and more powerful, and now they are screwed, and the people are raising up, because the people, as I keep saying it, Pluto in Aquarius is that all about that, right? We the people. And now this will be the golden time for the next 20 years for the people, not for the power players, like the Capricorn age. Not Capricorn age, but Capricorn time. Pluto and Capricorn time, last 50 years, since 2008. Let me tell you that, like, okay. For me, 2012 and onwards, Oh my God. Like what, especially 2012 was like, what was that? Right? I mean, tell me in the comments, like, was 2000, how was 2012? And 2011 also, for many, many, many people I talked with, everyone said like 2011 was like hell. And check out what happened with you then, right? 2011 was hell for me. And also, not 2011, I'm sorry, 2001, 2001, right? 2001 was a hell, when that was the time also with 9/11, where everything got started, right? Every that the FBI, etc., they have started, the entire surveillance started with 2001 with the 9/11. So 2001 was for me a hell, like, and this was for everybody that I keep telling me. But 2008 started actually with Pluto in Capricorn, and for me 2012 was like really like a horrific time. And so think about back, like what times in these times, the last 15 years, what areas of your life has been in kind of development, and in kind of way that you feel like, oh my God, this is actually really painful, because that's the Pluto, and that's the powerful transformation, because once you go through that, you are graduating. And that's what I experienced today, this morning. Let me tell you what happened. Yesterday I talked a lot about, from my Aries ascendant side, right? Like here, that's my beautiful chart. I made it myself. Yay! Maybe I should sell this on my Etsy store. By the way, I have a flash sale today until Sunday, flash sale, and I will talk about this in a second, because something just happened, and I will connect that as well, because it's just miracle again. So yesterday I talked about everything, a lot about, because I'm an Aries ascendant, Scorpio, 5 planets in Scorpio. So for me, is literally what is happening in the world I have experienced in my entire life. I mean, in my life, also like entire life, right, with the bosses and what have you, but the last 15 years. But what happened today, and I briefly talked about, and I always talk less about that, but today let's dive some deeper, because that was the lesson. So I'm a Scorpio, as I said, right? I'm a Scorpio. And Scorpio, as I said, the Capricorn is the third house. The first, the second, the third house, right? So for me, as I said, just go back and watch. Yes, I don't want to go too much detail into it, but just I talked also a lot about how my speech changed, right? And how my speech was transforming. My speech was transforming. Go back and watch. I talked a lot about that. Yes, siblings and cousins and neighbors and neighborhoods and what have you, all changed, right? And it was in transformation, but particularly my speech, how I speak in the world, how I speak to others, right? And particularly the last several times, for example, because as a North Node in Aries right now, and the South, for me, it's like this whole time is like a full-blown transformation, healing and transformation education for me, because I have currently Chiron, which is the healing of all the wounds that a person has since their childhood, is for me, it's in Aries. And I have a Chiron return. I had videos on that, also shorts. Watch those, right? Chiron in Aries, and what that actually means, and what does it actually mean for midlife crises for a person, okay? And that's exactly how, because of the Chiron, the return. And I watched those videos. I don't want to go into in detail in that, but I have a Chiron return. My entire life is healing or trying to heal. For my last whole entire life, I have a return of the Chiron in Aries. I have, as Aries ascendant, North Node is currently in Aries, right? Go full force, but also relationships that how I also have a videos, a lot go in the description about what does it actually mean having the North Node and then the South Node currently for the next for this 1.5 years until March next year, is that the more, because we have to let go how much we serve nonstop others are important, others are important, others are important, right? Because Aries is all about me, and Libra, the opposite, is all about us, right? 1 and 2. So this is one-on-one relationships, and this is actually ourselves. So the universe actually was asking us to, the entire world asking us to be more self-focused, like an Aries, self-focused, and less so serving non-stop others, because Librans like to balance the environment out. They do not like at all any kind of tension between people, and they do not like this fights and what have. They always like to balance out that. They're like the buffer between people, and that's what we had to get rid of, because it's the South Node. What we had to do the whole time was actually keep going to that, because until the beginning of next year we will be still pushing our own agenda forward. What's good for us, what's good for me. Us meaning us, right? Like, what's good for me, what's important for me, and it less so than what's important for other people. How can I serve other people? You will serve as a humanitarian, obviously, but not in that like servant way, okay? Like, no matter what happens, people screw me over, but I just want to have peace, Venus, right? Peace, war, peace, I mentioned that. That's not how, if we lived our entire lives like that, the universe was asking, now is the time to turn the focus on ourselves. And so for me as an Aries ascendant, like, push forward, right? And then the Pluto here in Capricorn, I was like going through a whole shebang of transformation with also my Chiron return. But now, as I mentioned yesterday, about my third house as a Scorpio, right? Because Capricorn, Pluto, Capricorn, my third house. And as I talked about, I did a lot of start with public speaking. I won awards about public speaking, and I did pitch competitions, business, what have you, and all of that. But also, what was interesting that I noticed a few months ago, I sing, right? I sing since since as a kid, like as a teenager, and I did also a lot of concerts and stuff, and I play music instrument. So if you want to watch my singing, I have an art Instagram, and it's I think I have the link below. I'm not sure, or I think that the link is in the description somewhere. In my profile, so you can go there and watch. I want you to watch that, not because I want you to watch my singing. You're welcome to, but I noticed something, because out of the sudden, when Pluto, because I was singing the last 15, like the singing, I always sing, every minute I sing, right? Every second I really sing all the time, but my voice was like, my throat was like so tight. If you know what I'm talking about, if you sing, that my throat was so tight. This is so crazy, guys, I'm telling you. And the moment, and I'm not kidding you, and go and look at the dates. Look at the dates of the videos I published there, my singing. When the moment that I even went to voice therapy, because it was so, because I'm also giving talks, like for 3-hour talks and talks for cancer and all the other stuff, right? Academic. But I started the moment where Pluto, and I mean, it was more and more deep into Pluto and Capricorn, my voice got so, it was hurting. It was actually hurting as I was speaking, because it was so tight. Then I even went to therapy, got all the techniques, but it didn't work. My voice, my singing didn't improve. Like, it was so still hurting, even with the techniques that I learned. But I swear, the moment Pluto went into Aquarius, out of my 3rd house from Scorpio into my 4th house, my voice, out of the sudden, I had this soft, like, there was, my throat were like, I guys, you know, I'm from healthcare, right? I mean, and I would never, like, I'm telling you, like, the tension was lifted up, and my voice was so smooth. And again, I am not here to tell you any woo-woo shit, okay? I'm telling you what it is, and I have proof. Go and watch the videos of my singing and watch the dates. And go, when Pluto went back into Capricorn, my singing went clutched again. And I started like have a rough voice. And that's very, very difficult. Like, I cannot believe that and as I said, I experienced the energies 1 week before, and now my voice started to smoothen again. And I literally sung, like, it's an hour or 2 hours ago, and I sung the same, I went through my videos, because I want to put something up there. I was like, wait, let me listen to this. I was like, whoa, that's rough. I sing this so much better now. I was actually recorded myself singing the exact same song. It was like smooth as it could be. And I have hope now I can really improve now, and people more and more like this. I can, whoa, keep going, like, this is awesome. And people, even I can touch the souls of other people with my singing, and they even say, and people cry when I sing, and so, and get emotional. There's like, let's keep going, Ayguen, keep doing this is awesome. So transformation, this is so awesome, so cool. Like, the speech is not just talking, but the voice, and I have proof for that. Go and watch it. This is crazy nuts, guys. But what happened today, this morning, was that at the moment I woke up, I did something and I said something to someone, and I was like, I didn't even, because my eyes were half closed, so I was like, oh, not said something, but wrote something. And I was like, oh my God. And I didn't even notice that what I said, because it just came out of my mind. And I was like, I was so disturbed. I'm so panicked that what did I even say, like, wrote, like, oh my God, like, I was so scared. And I've never happened anything, that this never happened like this. I can't go much in details, but the way it just came out of nowhere, and without any kind of like, I wasn't even aware of what I was saying. Like, it just came out of like my brain, and I was like, oh no, okay. And then I was like, okay, that was horrible. And the moment I immediately recognized that this was about the final lesson. The final lesson, and because I said, I will not do this I have to be very careful, and I will never do this ever again. And that the moment that I said, I will never do this again, I knew immediately that was the final lesson on that regard. Like the speech, the final stretch of the speech, of the talk, the way you talk, how you write, communicate, how you text, how you email, all of this. That was the final lesson I learned. And then I said, okay, I will never do this again. And then I took my coffee, I sat down, and I was just scrolling through something. And then I did it out of the sudden again. And then I was just like writing something. I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, do you remember yesterday I said, the universe will test you. Did you really learn the lesson? Do you mean it? And then I was like, holy crap, like, I can't believe it. I just said that I will never do this, but this was like the final, because my legs were shaking again. I'm like, no way. And since that morning, because I promised that morning, never, that's it. I will definitely not, I definitely will take care of how I speak, how I write, how I text, how I email, because that's actually something that I have learned over the years. And so that, my friend, since that morning, this morning, that second test, the first was a brutal test, and then then I said, okay, I will never do, but I did it again, literally 15 minutes later. And then that was the final test, final. And I said, I'm so sorry. I promise, and I will 100% never do this ever again. And that was my promise. And as you all know, I keep my promises my entire life. So, and then since that morning, this morning, I remember we talked yesterday about, and the day before, about the sin, right? For spirituality, true spirituality, because that's also included keep your promises, right? And if you cannot keep your promises, then is also, if you're religious, I'm not religious, but the sin, that's my, as I remember I mentioned before that I created my own religion, because for me, it's more deep than that. Meaning, if you cannot keep your promises, that's a sin. Because if you keep your promises, for example, if you fast, right? If you fast and you drink water, or if for example, in Islamic fasting, you cannot even drink water. Christianity, like Catholics fasting, you can only drink tea, etc., but not anything that raises your sin, like chocolate or cake or pasta or what have you, that arouses you. So those things is for the Catholic fasting. So, and even in the fasting that you are not supposed to do it, and you keep your promise, the same thing is for humanity, for the human being, right? Meaning, if you should not talk behind people's back, you should not talk behind people's back. I never in my entire life talk about people's back, ever. Straightforward, we talked about this yesterday. I never cheated my entire life, ever. In school, nowhere. In relationships, or in at home, and these and ever, anywhere. But business, nowhere, ever. Like, because it's like, you have to train your soul, you have to train your mind, you have to train your mental and emotional strength. Add strength. And when you do that, then you are a one level higher in humanity, because you are mastering the sin in my, if you will, if you compare to, like, because I say sin, it's because, like, I want you to understand the intensity. Because to me, if I promise something and I cannot deliver, for example, if I said this morning, I will never, write a text message or an email like ever again, I mean it. And I haven't done it the whole day. And going forward, I will never do it again. Why? Because also that was what, as I mentioned yesterday, the 29-degree, the final stretch, the final, like, lesson, 29-degree, we talked about this. The final, have you learned? And the universe gave me twice this in front of me in the matter of 15 minutes. Like, do you mean it? And I just did it again, and then that was it, because my legs were shaking. And I was like, okay, I can't. And I didn't. And going forward, I never will. And that's my promise. And that's, I want you to understand that how humanity really works. It's not about these thing that, like, oh, spread the light, spread the peace. It's about your inner strength. Can you keep your promises that you made to yourself? If you made promises like, from now on, I'm going to cut sugar. We talked about this yesterday. If you talk about, I'm going to cut sugar, you got to cut sugar. Like, there's no other way around it. And that's why I keep talking, when I talk with religious people, like very strong religious people who are following the rules in either religion, doesn't matter. If you, for example, I just mentioned about fasting, for example, the Christianity, the Catholic fasting and the Muslim fasting is different. And so the Muslim fasting is way stronger and more tough, because you can't even drink water. So and that's exactly what I'm saying. You don't break that rule, right? If you break that rule, according to your religion, it's sin, right? You go to hell, maybe, I don't know. But the same for me as a scientist, as a biologist, as from the medical research for 25 years, for me, and I am doing this myself. If I say I quit sugar, I don't eat sugar, I don't eat sugar. And that's, and feel free to guess my age. Feel free to guess my age, because if this is something that you have to put your mental strength, your emotional strength. I'm a human being too, right? Everyone eats cake and pasta and these and that. I don't. And when I go to the grocery store, sometimes I'm like, oh, damn, these croissants, like, like fresh croissants, like really fresh out of the oven. I'm like, oh, damn. But I don't buy it, because I know if I eat more, because I will eat more, then I will get so sick. And the balance here is, do I want to get sick and feel horrible the whole day and 2 days after that? Or can I just get over the sin, or over the arousing of, like, the pleasure of eating this awesome croissant, right? Or whatever else, like, I don't know, ice cream or whatever. So, and I make ice cream myself. I make my bread myself. I make my food myself. I don't eat outside. And that's the thing. What I'm saying is the strength of the inner strength, the empowerment. That's what I'm talking about. I am never talk surface level stuff, guys. I'm a Scorpio. Like, I have 5 planets in Scorpio and I'm a scientist, so I never ever in my entire life I ever talk about simple stuff. It's not empower yourself. It's not just that. Like, do you feel it? Can you go to the grocery store or can you go to the department store and see that awesome shoe or the awesome, I don't know, boot? Like, oh, like, I mean, I'm a clothing person. Like, as you can tell, like, I love clothes. Listen, I love since my childhood, right? Like, matching things. I'm like a style thing person. That's it. Like, for me, it's important. But I'm a Scorpio, 8th house, money, right? Like Taurus and Scorpios, the monetary axis, as I keep saying it in my videos. For me, I know exactly, every Scorpio knows how exactly take care of money, right? Like how to balance the money. And so for me, I mean, if I see the boots and they're like, I don't, can you stop yourself there? Do you see a t-shirt like, oh, so awesome, but then you're like, can you stop and say, okay, I don't need this? Though that's what I'm talking about, right? Like the inner strength of just like stopping you. And I will make another video, but let me just give you just a little bit of tip here. The moment, and I tested this unknowingly over and over and over again. When you go into a store, including a grocery store, and you're really, really like inclined to buy that thing, but then I want you to click, like the brain clicks then and say, and it's in your hand, you want to buy it, like you really like almost go to the cashier and buy it, but then you say inside, stop. Do I really need it? I have a similar color. I have a similar style. I have a similar, I can make that bread, or if I eat that, I will be horribly sick the evening. I won't be able to sleep. And I will have a lot of sleep videos coming up. Stay tuned. I know my channel, I made a survey. People want to learn more about anxiety and sleeping and all that. And let me tell you, the whole shebang is coming, okay? So stay tuned. So when you can stop yourself there, again, the sin, right? Like if you are a believer, again, I'm not, but I'm just like comparing that, the intensity. Like if that, you stop it there and then you leave it there and then you just don't buy it. Let me tell you what happened every single time that happened. And this was the last few years. I noticed that. The moment I was able to switch my brain and overcome that sin, like overcome that arouse, something magical, even more fell into my lap. Literally, immediately, like I receive a gift from the universe or a message I was waiting for, or something like even more valuable that I receive like right away. And that's the gift of the universe or angel or God, whatever you believe in, that like, here, my child, you did it. You overcame this intense arousal, but every single person on this planet Earth would have fall for that. But you were so strong in your mind, in your soul, that you could stop it. And that, my friend, you will receive so much rewards and gifts from the heavens that I can attest you, because it happened to me over and over and over again. But, and that's the difference, and that's also like the manifestation lies. I never, and that's my guidance suggestions for you, you never do it for that reward. You just do it in the human level. Like, if I buy it, I have, $10 t-shirt, my $10 is gone like for nothing because I have a similar thing. So I better use that $10 for something more important, or I can save that $10 or something, or the food, I will be more healthier when I not eat this. So if you think on that level, not like, okay, now let me trick the universe and I will leave it and see what will happen. Not like that. From really, like, if you really, really feel so inclined to get that thing, get that food, get that pizza, get that ice cream, get that t-shirt, that boot, the I don't know, shoe, if you really want, so cool, really nice, and you really want it, like that warm croissant, and can you stop yourself there? Because you really have to want it, like, oh, that's so, oh, I really want this, and then you don't, well, no. I know exactly what will happen when I buy that. It will be another mess, another extra unnecessity in my drawer or in my stomach or what have you. And then when you, for yourself, you don't even bother with the universe. You just like yourself, like you yourself talking to yourself, because you analyze yourself. And that's the power of the mind, because it's not about tricking the universe, like, here I do this, now you give me that, here I learned the lesson, now give whatever you give to me. That's not it. It's about you as a human being, because the point is you want to go one level higher to, if you will, nirvana, and one stage further up, because it's all on you. As I keep when I keep talk with religious people, I keep saying that, especially when in Islam, many people we say inshallah, right? So meaning, like, if God, if God permits, right? If God permits, I will do this. If God permits, I will do that. And I'm like, what do you mean, like, if God permits? Like, for example, why don't you come visit me, for example? If God permits that, I will come. Like, you're like, not God permits, like, you hop on the plane and you got here, right? And so it's like, yeah, but sure, but still, if God permits, like, this is like, also, it was kind of manipulated in a way, and all this day and age, like, sure kind of way, right? But it's still at the same, still it's like, if God permits. But I keep saying it. Wouldn't God say, like, hey, my child, I gave you brain. It's on you. It's on you to either to believe in me, or believe in other things, or just how you run your life. It's on you, girl. It's on you, boy. It's on you, child. So basically, what it is that you, for yourself, on this earth, you're trying to reach nirvana, right? You're trying to go one level higher up, one level higher up, and one level higher up. And that's when you do it, your this earth stuff, this earth lessons, and that comes from the stronger mind, and that comes from a stronger soul. That's what I teach. That's what I educate. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. It's not about the surface level, love and light, love and this and these. It's not about that. It's more deeper than that and stronger than that. And when you be able to master that, then magic happens. And that's what I'm trying to say. If you promise to the universe, to God, to angels, that, okay, I will never do this ever again, then if you doing it again, then you cheat yourself. The universe has nothing to do with that. The universe is just watching you, or God or angel, just watching you. What are you doing, right? Are you going in this direction? And then if the universe, really, the way it works is the universe sees like, okay, this person really is out of the alignment and does things that does, it's not good for this person. And when that happens, then the universe gives us the lessons. The lessons, like as I said in this morning, right? Out of nowhere, never ever anything like this happened. And so then when you, and that's why I'm saying be open to in your life and to analyze, what do you see? What is happening? Don't let others tell you this will happen and that will happen. No, no, no. What's happening in your life, you have to analyze for yourself. Again, you and straight up the heavens or the universe or God, whatever you believe in, that's what it is. You should never, ever have a third person in between the heavens or your soul or the universe or God or angels, what have you, and you, your soul and your brain. No one can dictate what you should feel, what you should think, what you say. It's only you know your life. And the way you have to be strong in your soul and mind leads straight up to how you actually be seen in the universe, by God, by angels, what have you. And that's when magic happens, and that's what the stuff comes in that you will never even think that's possible. I talked about this yesterday. It was possible suddenly out of nowhere. But again, it's on you. The lesson is on you. Can you, number one, recognize the lesson? Number two, can you do something of it? How do you have the strength, the mental, physical, and emotional strength for it? And then can you keep it? Can you keep the promise? Can you keep the action that you take? I give you another example. For example, if people who have, I don't know, addictions, right? Like alcohol addictions, pornographic addictions, I don't know, any type of addictions. The same applies. If you promise, like you, and honestly, you can. And that's the power of the mind. The power of the mind can do anything you can think of. I can attest it 1,000,000 times. My brain can really heal my body, my soul, my life, my everything. It's all in here. Everything is in here. And I had this over and over and over again. The power of your mind dictates how your life is going. And you have the power. Again, it's not the nervous system or your brain is something completely separate from your body and just dictate like what's happening, what's not happening. No, no, no. You are the one leading your brain. You got it? Like you are the one leading your brain. You tell your brain, like I just give you the example, you will go to the grocery store, you see that warm croissant and you want to eat it, you're like, I want to eat it, and then your mind say, okay, no, because of this, I will get sick when I eat this, I will not eat that, or the ice cream or pizza or whatever, or the steak or what have you, whatever it is, all the ultra processed meals, right? Like all of that. Or again, the same thing in the department store when you buy something that you should not buy it because you don't have the funds or what have you. Same thing. You can change your brain. You have the power to actually have the strength to heal everything, to maneuver your life. And again, that's the lesson. I want you to now wrap it up. I want you to think after this, write in the comments right now, what do you feel it's the final lesson from all of this? All of the last 15 years, like what lesson is like the universe keeps putting in front of your face, keeps throwing at your face, and can you recognize it? Like, okay, whoa, I really should not do this. I really don't do this. Again, it's different for everybody, and don't even think of, oh, let me just like, don't you have to even squeeze you in any box at all. Just think openly, what areas of your life this kind of in your face non-stop these type of signals or lessons coming in. And if you did learn your lesson, where you say in any area of your life, you're like, okay, that's it, this relationship is not for me, I'm out. Like, I'm actually out because I'm actually sick, you know, I'm actually getting sick. Like, this relationship is horrible for me, for my body, for my soul. I don't give a crap if I have kids or what have you, because the more sick I am, like what I have in my life, right? Guys, I keep saying it, we only have one life to live. And I keep saying it, for me, coming from healthcare, I mean, nothing, let me tell you this, nothing ever is more important than your health. Let me go straight into that. Like, listen, health is wealth. Like, there's I mean, I can attest that a million times. Health is actually wealth. Without your health, you can't even move your arm. Like, you can't even move your finger. You can even maneuver your brain. You just like a piece of meat, you know? And it's very scary. Like, that's why your health is more important than anything in this world. And also think about it. I keep giving you this example. If you are not healthy, like, if you stay in a relationship that's not good for you because of your children, right? I hear this all over and over again from people, like, oh, I don't get divorced because of my children. Like, your children already are suffering. Like, can you not get it? Like, your children suffer more because you are non-stop sick, and also mentally sick, emotionally sick. You're not even there, right? Like, you are not emotionally, physically, mentally there. And because you are actually don't even have the energy, the laughter, the happiness, the goodness that you can share with your children, because you are always like depressed and anxious, or fatigued, or I don't know, lots of different symptoms, right? And please watch my comprehensive Unhealthy Relationships Make You Ill. And it goes all the way straight into cancer, right? So I have the detailed comprehensive video on that, even a workbook. Also, you can find that. So leaving you with that, I hope this was helpful. So again, write in the comments. I want you to think after this video, what is these areas where you feel the transformation is happening for the last 15 years, and the final stretch today or last week, or I don't know, next few days, like the universe is like, literally, you will push you like 100%, will push you like, okay, that's it. I want you to write me in the comments, like, what is that thing that you say, that's it, no more, ever, I'm done. What is it? And trust me, it is something that you said, because the universe would have done that for you as well, for sure, for all of us. but the point here is find it out for yourself. Don't let other dictate to you what it should be. It's your life, okay? So I hope this was helpful. Don't forget, I have a flash sale in all of my store, Etsy store, coffee store, and in my spring store. Everything 20% off. But if you want to get 25% off, subscribe to my free e-newsletter. You get right away a 25% off all of it, okay, from all of my stores. And that is absolutely something that you want to take advantage of, because I published also today in my Etsy store for kids to having a good night's sleep, and it's my design. So definitely it's a you will see, just see click on there and it's the first thing you will see, okay? It's for the kids having a good night's sleep. So I designed it, and we'll have several more to come. So check every day until Sunday night is the sale going on, the flash sale, 48-hour flash sale, okay? So I hope you see you there. And of course, I see you on the Sunday live 10 a.m. Eastern, where we talk about overcoming obstacles, and download your bonus workbook to follow along with that, okay? Because we are getting stuff done in October. Have a good night. Bye-bye.